What's the stupidest way you've wasted money? Story 1, I purchased a new disk drive for my PC. It has the ability to read HD DVDs, Blu-ray discs, and also can burn Blu-ray discs. This thing probably cost $250 to $300 if I recall correctly. My thinking was that I could burn Blu-ray discs needed and run a HDMI cable from my extra output to my big screen TV so I could watch Blu-ray movies on it. So I get this thing, install it, and come to realize the hassle of running the HDMI cable and using my second HDMI port across the room, installing the software to properly decode the discs, which need to be updated every week and sometimes doesn't work at all, and my complete lack of needing to burn Blu-ray discs because, well, I have no need for burning Blu-ray discs. The HD DVD feature was useless because the HD DVD format was already dead, and to top this off, the drive is slow as sin. So in the end, I replaced all this with a PS3 Slim, which cost the same value. Story 2. When I was in college, I was walking to my apartment on a Sunday morning and a homeless man approached me. My school tended to have a lot of homeless people surrounding it, but as I was raised as a suburban kid, I was still not yet completely dismissive of them. This man started talking to me about how nice the day was, and I talked to him awkwardly for a few minutes, when I really just wanted to go home. He asked me if I had any money on me. I tried to get away, but he was quite impressive in his showmanship. He begins to tell me about how he doesn't even have enough money to buy milk for his children. My naive, save-everyone college mind started falling for this story, but still wanted to just get away, so I tried to give him a few dollars I had on me. I think he could tell that he could rope me some more, because then he dropped the gem of the century on me. "Oh man, this is good, but my kids need this special kind of milk. It's $20 a gallon." I still can't believe what happened. In a mixture of naivete, sympathy, awkwardness, a tiny bit of fright, and me just wanting to escape this situation, I say, "Oh, I just don't have that much money on me. I would have to go to the ATM." And he suddenly exclaims, "Oh, I'll go with you." So, not knowing what to do, I walk 5 blocks with this homeless man I do not know to a Wells Fargo ATM and pluck out $40. He tries to give me his crappy watch or strange cell phone as collateral, but at this point, I'm just tired and say, "No thanks, just enjoy your day." He leaves and I never see him again. Story 3. Okay, let me tell you about how I learned that I have an addictive personality. I had just simultaneously turned 18 and received my first real paycheck. All in all, I banked about $400. At the time, I thought I should be in a rap video making it rain. My best friend had recently started gambling on sporting events online using Bodog. He had been pretty successful and had amassed about $1,000 in winnings. Well, hell, I thought. If he can do it, I certainly can. So I opened an account and put in $30. I figured I would start small, test the waters, and try to become a multimillionaire. That same day, I discovered that you could play blackjack for money. It started out innocently enough, $1 bets, maybe a $5 bet if I got ahead enough. Fast forward 3 hours. I've lost $350 and have somehow convinced myself that if I just use the last $50 in my account, I can break ahead. I deposit the money and decide to place a $25 bet to try and get back in the game. Pretty much the equivalent of being down in a football game and chucking Hail Marys non-stop. Sadly, I did not break even, lost all of my money, and had nothing to show for my B-day or 40 hours of work. From that day, I have steered clear of gambling, strip clubs, and excessive alcohol. If only I could be addicted to weightlifting or running. Story 4. We bought into Hilton Grand Vacation Club while honeymooning in Hawaii for $18,000 back in 2002. We got an equity line of credit through our bank to pay it off at a lower interest rate, which we finally did after 3 years. Granted, we do get to take week-long vacations at 1 or 2 bedroom condos every year, and the destinations and facilities are really nice, but it's not nearly as flexible as it was made out to be, and it's just not always feasible to use it, so we end up stressing about what to do with our stupid points each year. Plus, we still have to pay the annual club fees, which are $1,000 and rising. We've tried selling it for half what we paid, but no one's buying, so we're pretty much stuck with it. Stupidest decision we've ever made, but we've definitely learned our lesson. Beware of timeshares, people. Story 5. Quicken Loans. $500. At the time, my wife and I were trying to close on a house and mortgage companies were really giving us the runaround. I took it upon myself to make a call to Quicken Loans because a friend of mine said they would be able to give us a loan no matter what. Well, just to talk to them, they said they needed a bank account number so they could secure a $500 payment. So I gave them my banking card number and signed some documents online. Turns out that only hours later, I spoke to my real estate agent. I think that's what she is called. Mind is blank at the moment. And she said, "It looks like we found a lender. You're going to be in good shape." So when I went to get my money back from Quicken Loans, they said no. I electronically signed documents online and it was legally theirs. So it cost me $500 for a 25-minute phone call. I was sick to my stomach over this. Story 6. Working in front of a computer, access to eBay, long stretches of downtime with a credit card. My personal biggest waste wasn't in terms of cash, but more gullibility. I wanted a Gibson ES 175 really badly. I was combing eBay and ran across a listing. Get Gibson guitars for free. I clicked the link and was informed that for only $9.99, I could learn the seller's amazing secret to getting what I wanted for free. I bought it. I was emailed a short document that explained how corporations like Gibson had unbranded merchandise that they would give to people who told them they were thinking of buying or endorsing their products. All you have to do is ask. I've wasted money on other things here and there, but this is undoubtedly the stupidest purchase I've ever made. Story 7. Girlfriend and I are a long distance from university, but we decided she should come visit me for her fall break. She's pretty broke, though she did want to pay for it. In the end, I still paid for the ticket. A few days later, I found out that she didn't give me the right dates and that we'd need to change the flight. Then today, about 2 days after realizing the dates were wrong, she decides she doesn't even want to go because she should be using her fall break to study the whole time. There's a $175 fee for cancellation changes, and refunds are given in credit on the travel site. I figured we could just cancel, and I could use the credit to visit her later, which we had already talked about. She's getting a job, and said she'd use that to pay back the change fee. Just about 10 minutes ago, I got off the phone with her. She said that she's been uncomfortable with this relationship the whole time, and a bunch of crap she could have just told me earlier and we could have fixed it. She says she doesn't want to do long distance, that it'll never work, and so she breaks up with me. Apparently, she still wants to pay me back, but she's still broke, and with her current course load, there is no way she can handle a job. Story 8. Swam with dolphins. You think to yourself, goddamn dolphins! This is going to kick ass. We're going to swim, throw a ball around, learn some new tricks, and be friends for life. I'll name him Philippe, and we can rescue lost swimmers in Bermuda together. Number, you're going to spend 30 goddamn minutes squeezing into a wetsuit. Then you're going to get knee-deep in water with 10 other jerkbag tourists. You hear a lengthy speech about how amazing dolphins are, how much fun they are to train, and a 20-minute dissertation about their lives at this particular facility. Around minute 15, you realize that this is cutting into the time you paid to be swimming with these bastards. A dolphin will come by and you will touch it. It will swim by again and you can touch it again. Then you get about 30 seconds worth of photo op where you get to sort of kiss it and sort of hold it as long as you don't actually touch the damn thing. The trainer will send it out to do some nifty flips and other BS that you've seen a million times before. The dolphin will squeak and splash you. If you want pics of this event, be prepared to bust out some serious dough. Sure, you and your family spent $1,000 to swim with these idiots, but if you want pictures, yeah, we want another $100. Then you have to peel yourself out of that goddamn wetsuit and lose your wedding ring. That's another story, though. Story 9. My friend worked a high-paying job for 6 months, earning a few thousand. First time in his life. It was burning a hole in his pocket, so he hired a scumbag girl to renovate his bedroom. From the very beginning, this was a dumb idea. He lived in a tiny bedroom in Brooklyn that wasn't even worth the work. He already knew this girl was crazy. She lived out of her photo studio and kept her stuff at his place. Sometimes she would come over, make polite conversation to cover the fact that she was changing her shoes, and then leave. They weren't dating, she was just crazy. He asked her, "How much should I paint my room, build me a desk to fit this awkward space, and hang up a cool light fixture?" $1,500 later, my friend had one wall painted, a half-installed light fixture still held up by gaff tape, and a crappy desk made out of scrap wood that collapsed in the middle of the night and almost took his computer with it. We relayed the entire story to my friend's dad, who dropped this wisdom on us. If that's the worst you ever get ripped off, you're lucky. Also, she stole our friend's pot. Story 10. Here's my story. I bought a Lexus from a guy named Rolando, and I was only 17 at the time and very excited to get my first car proudly funded by my mom. She isn't even rich, but I was spoiled and stupid. Anyway, the car looked like it drove well and was pretty damn clean, but I want to be smart enough to realize the frame was all damaged, The radiator had a leak and lots of various different problems arised. On top of that, I decided to check the Carfax. Turns out the car was bought from a junkyard in Arizona and driven down. And apparently the title gets wiped, so on the pink slip it didn't say salvage. Having stressed about the car for a year trying to pay for repairs and pay back my mom, my house was being evicted because my parents weren't doing so well from the economy. After living in my car outside of college for a year, I sold the car for $2,200. I paid $8,600 for it. I regret selling my car for dirt cheap every day.